What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Rick's Scale RC. Thanks for joining me. I hope everybody is having a good day today. Actually, before I get started, I finished all the painting details. I'm just about finished. I have a few other little tricks up my sleeve, but this is what I got so far with the flathead. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but the intake and the carburetors and the alternator over here are kind of like a flat pewter color that I found, and I thought that kind of looked like, you know, just like a casted aluminum part. And then I used a chrome paint, you know, closest to what they had to simulate chrome on the stacks, the supercharger, the heads, and the headers. So I'm pretty happy with it. It came out good. And then I used like a flat brass on the carburetor linkage and the fuel line, fuel rail. Flat blacked all the pulleys and the you know, the spark plug wires. Also flat black, you know, the starter. So yeah, so that's that. That came out real good. I'm happy with that. What I want to work on today is I made this rough, you know, it's kind of like a rough draft of the frame I want to make. You know, I just kind of sketched it out real quick. So what I've done is I've made a more permanent template. This is drawn out a little bit better. Everything's square. So what I want to do today is get this cut out and then get that transferred over to the metal. For right now, I got steel. We're going to use a 3/16. That's how wide the frame rails are on the axial frame, and that fit that body really well. So I'm just going to roll with that. They had 3/16 plate by 3 inches wide. My tallest measurement here is like 2.5 in the back where it comes up. 2 3/4. So I went with a 3-inch piece. They didn't have any aluminum that big. There is a place I can go to that may have it, but that's a little bit of a drive for me. So I'm going to cut it out of steel first, and just I'm going to see how heavy it is. And that's basically what's going to, you know, that's where I'm going to, that's my plan of attack right now. We're just going to cut it out of the steel, see how it works out, see how heavy it is, and who knows, maybe we might end up drilling a lot more holes and lighten it up, or I don't know. But that's the plan. We're going to get this cut out, get it onto steel, and then get the steel cut out, and take it from there. On this, I made my stencil out of pencil. I didn't use a Sharpie. You know, on something like cardboard, you don't want to use a Sharpie because a Sharpie is going to bleed, and then you're going to have like an 1/8 inch wide line to do your precise cut. You know, so on something like this with the frame rail, and you want to get a nice precise cut, try to use pen or pencil, especially when you're working on something like cardboard or paper. The Sharpie's definitely going to bleed in that, and then you're going to, you know, your cuts will be off. This is pretty thin cardboard. I'm going to attempt to do this with these scissors and see how that works out. If not, we might, you know, we'll switch over to a you know, like an X-Acto knife or something. But yeah, we're gonna get started. See how it works out. on that flathead, I decided to just stick with like a factory color, so I went with the dark green. I had a couple thoughts to maybe match it to the body color, and then I was thinking about just doing it like a newer Ford motor blue. And then I tossed around red for a little while. And then I was thinking maybe something funky, like, not funky, but I've seen a few online with, they painted the motors gold. And it was kind of weird. You know, it's different, but it looked cool. You know, I liked it. So, I was thinking about that, and then I have this real thing where I kind of want to build it, like, period correct. I want it to look like it was built, you know, by the old hot rodders, you know, from back when this stuff started. So that's another reason why, you know, they weren't four-linking anything back in the day. So that's another reason why I wanted to try and do the axle over leaf setup and see how that works out. I think that'll be a cool touch. Plus, it might help with the weight of these steel frame rails. But we'll see. I've actually never owned anything that was a leaf spring, so that'll be a new experience for me, just setting all that stuff up. I think it's going to turn out good. Get back to cutting. That's some weird too. Yeah. All right. Get that steel over here. I was actually able to get this right over at Lowe's. I was really hoping for. I was gonna go for the aluminum. I'm really worried about this being too heavy. Now, I think I will do this out of, or trace this with a Sharpie, just for the simple fact that the blade on the grinder is 1/8 of an inch wide, so I don't know, I'm wondering why this is drifting off so bad. That's my cut off. I don't know if you guys are picking that up. Let's see what I'm talking about. I'm like 1/4 of an inch up here and like 3/8 down here. Can't pick this thing up. I'm gonna get the rest of this down and then I'll correct that. Right, well, I'm ready. Right, I'm just. I was just sitting there. I'm not a better. Still be wrong. Maybe I'm just enough to out. To my fist. Work out. This ruler today. Come on. Alright. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the another one traced out. And then we'll go get them cut out. I'm going over it twice. The first pass just kind of like Sharpie primes it. It's still not real, you know, a nice black line. So go over it the second time and that comes out good. Ignore this. Okay. Attempt to pick up this ruler again. I think it's just that wrinkle in there that was messing me up. Because I can hold it square and it folds back down. I don't know. Whatever. Okay guys, I'm gonna go start the painful process of cutting these out. Alright, talk to you in a little bit. Alright, what's up guys? We are back. That was awful. Took about an hour. There they are. And you know, they're actually not that heavy. I was really nervous about them being really heavy. They're not heavy at all. If you consider a pound heavy, I think in the overall scheme of things, especially when I had it, whoa, sorry about that. Especially when I had it together and I was driving it in those videos, granted the back is locked, the back axle, but it pushed through turns and it did a lot of wheel spin, and it just didn't weigh anything. So I'm thinking that this might be a good thing, this extra weight. I have a small scale. I put it on the scale, and it's 1 pound 4 ounces for both rails. So I don't think that's, you know, heavy. I don't think that's going to be too bad. And they're pretty close. They're off. They're not off. I mean, they're pretty much the same all the way around. This one section up here, they're off like a hair, but they're still rough cut. I just kind of went over the edges with the cutoff wheel again, just to take the rough edges off. So, you know, I can still clean them up and straighten them out a little bit. Not that they need a lot. So, I'm going to call this one, I'm going to end this one here. I got other stuff to do. I can't keep playing with this thing all day. I wish I could. But in the next video, we'll get these cleaned up, and we'll start working on getting them conjoined. Maybe before we sign off, we'll throw the cab in there. See how that works. I made them to fit it pretty tight, front to back. Okay, there we go, guys. Got it kind of mocked up, laying together, just so we could get an idea how it's going to look. I like it, man. I think it looks real cool. I'm excited about this. I think especially up here too, where these rails are thicker and they come down each side of the motor, and that motor's like boxed in its little section right there. And I think once the holes are drilled through and you can see through to the engine, it's going to look really cool. Let me take you guys out of the vise. I'll give you a quick once around, and then we're going to wrap this one up for today. And like I said, we will definitely be getting back soon to get this frame, start bolting it together. And things are a little off right now, because right now the rails are just laying on the ground. Sorry guys, trying to get you some good shots of it. Alright. There you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot. Take care.